likely be severe, but how does it compare with the Great Depression?
The reason that the Great Depression was the Great Depression was that the financial system essentially melted down, and for the most part, the Fed did very little to try to stop it.
And at 7, it's our rebroadcast of today's main calling with 2nd Congressional District Representative Jared Golden and Jackson Lab CEO Dr. Edison Liu. Right now in Frenchville, 40 and cloudy, in Calais, 38 and cloudy, and in Westbrook, 44 and sunny. Now news.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Jack Spear. President Donald Trump is reiterating that social distancing guidelines will be extended for another 30 days until April 30th, in an effort to slow the spread of the coronavirus. Trump says the country is in the midst of a great national trial unlike any we have ever faced before. This extension of the guidelines comes at a time the U.S. death toll from COVID-19 has risen to more than 3,700, more than 181,000 confirmed coronavirus infections. The president called on people to keep following health experts' guidelines.
It's a matter of life and death, frankly. It's a matter of life and death. I know our citizens will rise to the occasion. They already have sacrificed a lot.
Trump said the administration will be holding back as many as 10,000 ventilators to handle an expected surge in cases. The U.S. now tops China in the total number of COVID-19 deaths, more than 1,500 in New York State alone. Louisiana's governor is also extending a stay-at-home order through the end of April as the state's coronavirus numbers show no signs of abating. NPR's Debbie Elliott reports there are more than 5,000 COVID cases in Louisiana, where at least 239 people have died, nearly 30% jump since yesterday.
Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards says the numbers are startling.
Numbers like we're reporting today keep us on a very steep trajectory in terms of our case growth. And we know that that puts us firmly on the path to exceeding our capacity to deliver health care.
Edwards says the number of COVID patients hospitalized and those on ventilators have doubled in 5 days' time. He says New Orleans is facing a shortage of ventilators by the weekend. Debbie Elliott, NPR News.
Texas ban on elective abortions is back on during the coronavirus epidemic. Andrew Snyder of Houston Public Media says the federal appeals court has sided with the state to postpone any abortions unless the mother's life is in danger.
The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals said Governor Greg Abbott's abortion ban could go into effect while the lawsuit seeking to overturn it works its way through the courts. Earlier this week, a federal judge blocked the measure and ruled a blanket ban violated the Constitution and Supreme Court precedents. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton immediately appealed the ruling. Governor Abbott and Republican lawmakers argue the ban applies to all elective surgeries and is intended to reduce the spread of the coronavirus. Abortion providers say it's unnecessary and threatens women's access to reproductive health care. I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
Stocks ended the final trading day of the first quarter on a down note, exacerbating what has been the worst quarter for the economy since the 2008 financial crisis. The Standard & Poor's 500, the broadest gauge of the market, fell 20% for the first 3 months of the year. The Dow dropped 410 points today. The S&P was down 42 points. You're listening to NPR.
I'm Nora Flaherty with this main news. Governor Janet Mills is ordering all Mainers to stay at home except for essential jobs and services. The Stay Healthy at Home mandate is in effect from Thursday, April 2nd through at least the 30th.
Before us today is a test of our shared humanity. Indifference to that test will result in more people becoming infected with the virus. It will result in our hospitals being overwhelmed, and it certainly will result in more people dying.
Mills' order requires people to maintain a 6-foot distance from others when outside the home, and essential businesses, including stores that sell food, must restrict the number of customers allowed inside. Her order also mandates the continued closure of schools until at least May 1st. 2 women in their 80s, one from York County and one from Kennebec, have died from COVID-19. That brings the number of deaths in Maine to 5, as the total number of confirmed cases has risen to 303. State Center for Disease Control Director Nirav Shah says 2 of the new cases are young children.
Neither of those young people is school-aged.
13 cases of COVID-19 in Maine have originated in congregate settings, including group homes, long-term care facilities, and most recently an individual who stayed at the Oxford Street homeless shelter in Portland. In West Weather tonight, we'll have snow showers in the north, otherwise cloudy skies with lows in the 20s. Tomorrow, rain and snow showers north and down east, otherwise cloudy with highs in the high 30s to the high 40s. And on Thursday, rainy, except for some clearing north in the afternoon, breezy with highs in the low 40s up to the low 50s.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the Cy Sims Foundation, since 1985, supporting advances in science, education, and the arts towards a fairer, more just society. More information is available at cysimsfoundation.org.